Ryu Sang-hyun, 21 from the Republic of Korea. Yuri Guimarães, 20 from Brazil, champion at the continental level. Minami Kazuki of Japan, World Championship medalist twice on this apparatus. Ukraine's Ilya Kovtun, winner of 20 gold medals at World Cup level. Igor Sharamkov, individual neutral athlete. Edi Penev of Bulgaria, who's come in as the first reserve due to Milad Karimi's withdrawal. Carlos Yulo of the Philippines, who has been a world champion on this piece. Arel Benovic of Croatia, European Championship silver medalist in 2020. And coming into the first reserve position very late on, Benjamin Osberger of France, another very elegant gymnast on floor, and somebody who got very close to a World Championship medal in Liverpool in 2022. Another look at those finalists for the floor title. Ryu Sang-hyun, second best in qualification. Minami Kazuki, the top performer in qualifying. He will go third in the order. And we keep an eye on Igor Sharamkov, individual neutral athlete, who has been a World Cup champion on floor. Well, it is a very tense time, isn't it, for all of these athletes. Not just those who are attempting to qualify for the Olympiad, but for those athletes who are hoping that their form comes together in just the right way, building towards Paris, hoping that there are no injuries. Let's begin. Ryu Sang-hyun of the Republic of Korea, 14.366 in qualification, the second best. He's looking very good for a spot at Paris 2024 based on what we've seen so far. Oh goodness, that was an awkward beginning. Did well to keep upright and to stay in bounds, minimising the deductions as best as possible. This is the gentleman who was fourth at the last Olympics. He's been desperate to get back there ever since and to try to push just one place above. Ryu Sang-hyun of the Republic of Korea gets his final underway. Or gets this final underway, I should say. He concludes his final, and he's very close to concluding his qualification process for Paris 2024. The young man who's really held his nerve throughout this high pressure sequence of World Cup events. Started so brilliantly with that gold medal in Cairo. First tumbling pass here was a little off axis, but he seemed to take something of a deep breath and get it back on track. got stronger as it went on, and some nice form demonstrated in flight. He's a student at the Korea National Sport University, following in the footsteps of his hero, Yang Hak-son. .133. So he's down by a couple of tenths from qualification. Certainly didn't look as sharp execution-wise. Yuri Guimarães of Brazil, from São Caetano in São Paulo State. Nice secure first tumbling pass. He was the South American champion on floor a couple of years ago, or about a year and a half ago. And then won a silver medal at the Pan American Championships last year. This is looking good so far. He was 10th in Cairo, so didn't quite make the final, and he didn't make any finals in Cottbus. But it's the 5th best in qualification here. He's come out and really attacked this. Oh, good save. Really good save. And every little save that you make can gain you an extra position, can gain you extra points, can get you closer to Paris 2024. Well done, Yuri Guimarães. That was a nice display from him. Now, he scored 14.166 in qualification. Gets good amplitude. It's an interesting one to compare to Ryu, because some of his form at the apex of the tumbling passes is perhaps not as tidy as the gentleman from Korea Republic, but his landings for the most part were really much more tidy. Difficulty wise, he was a couple of tenths shy in qualification of Ryu. .9. So again, that difference of 2 tenths of difficulty, basically the only separating factor between them. To the experienced Minami Kazuki of Japan, silver medalist at the last World Championships, matching what he achieved at home in Kitakyushu in 2021. Unsurprisingly, the top qualifier, 14.466. He is renowned for his innovative, stylish twisting work. He gets so many rotations in. It's a very nice still handstand. I always think he travels so quickly and so efficiently. And that's a lovely, secure exit from the twist. Well, that's lovely. Very enjoyable gymnastics from Minami Kazuki of Japan. Top performer in qualification. back in 2020, he was a strong performer in qualification at this World Cup, and it was such a sad World Cup event in Baku in 2020. It was right at the start of the pandemic. The gymnasts were sent home right after qualification. They were not able to complete the finals. He's somebody that we have not seen an enormous amount internationally, like a lot of Japanese gymnasts, because the strength in depth is so strong, but whenever we see him, he is always a medal contender. And I think he is a gymnast who is playing it on the safe side in terms of the difficulty. 14.666 execution up from qualification. He goes into the final. He's certainly somebody who's got more in his book of tricks. We move to Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine, 8th best in qualification. Just to go back to the gentleman we just saw, Minami Kazuki, not going for Olympic qualification here because the Japanese already have a team spot. And the same applies to the athlete you're watching here. And I think I speak for the entire gymnastics world when I say we're all rather looking forward to the parallel bars final to come, and a clash of the titans. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, just stay watching, you'll see soon enough. Huge congratulations to the young man who at only 20 years of age secured his 20th World Cup gold medal in Cottbus. It's a great accomplishment. And it's a secure beginning for Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. So after the first three, it's Minami Kazuki who leads the way, unsurprisingly. So 13.366 for Ilya Kovtun. Difficulty down by 4/10 from qualification, and I think much of that due to his third tumbling pass. He seemed to be missing a little of his difficulty there. Warm-ups completed, or virtually completed, for the second half of the men's floor final. Just reflecting on Kovtun and missing out a little difficulty there in his tumbling pass, and Minami Kazuki not producing exactly his full-scale routine. We just remind ourselves the Olympics are a matter of months away. We're really close to Paris now, and some gymnasts are choosing to perhaps play things a little conservatively. This is Igor Sharamkov, individual neutral athlete. He's going for qualification for Paris 2024. Did well to stabilise that pike landing, or the landing out of the pike position, I mean. He was 6th in Cottbus. Really wrapped in tightly in the double tuck. Now he's one that we need to keep a close eye on, because he was the 7th best in qualification, but with an execution score of 7.766. His difficulty was very high. Indeed was the highest of all of the qualifying finalists. Very nice physics demonstrated on the Wendeschwings. That's very interesting, isn't it? From Igor Sharamkov, individual neutral athlete. Bronze medalist at the European Championships in 2020 in Mersin. He didn't make any finals in Cairo, so the pressure really did notch up significantly after that World Cup for him. Coming out of the pike position and the tuck position, he was well on axis for landing. Quite a lot of stability shown. One imagines from an execution standpoint it will be a vast improvement. From what we saw in the qualification campaign. Should be right up there, this. Oh, he's gone well into the lead. 14.933. The execution almost a full mark stronger. He's gained about 8/10 from the preliminary round. So Sharamkov, big result for him. Really big result in terms of his Paris prospects. Now to Edi Penev of Bulgaria. We just remind ourselves that Penev got the bronze medal in Cairo at the first Olympic qualification event. Then he was 17th in Cottbus, so this is of great importance for him. And he has come into this final as the first reserve, courtesy of Milad Karimi's withdrawal. Could he turn this into a position of great advantage? Most interesting from Edi Penev of Bulgaria. No wonder he reacts the way he does. He only found out that he was going to be competing this morning. So it's Sharamkov ahead of the World Championship silver medalist, ahead of Ryu. That little buffer zone provided by Minami over Ryu is useful for Sharamkov. Penev as well is part of the conversation. He's 33, Edi Penev. graduate of architecture from Stanford University in the United States of America. And he did represent them for a short time. He's now returned to the nation for which he competed for several years, over a decade ago. 14.166. He is in third position, and what he's done is push Ryu Sung-hyun down into fourth. Well, well, well. Oh, by the way, here's the world champion from 2019, Carlos Yulo of the Philippines. Third best in qualification, 14.333. Winner of 12 World Cup medals, 4 of them gold, and capable of exquisite beauty on this piece. He has a lightness of touch. Just a little crisscrossing of the feet if one is being on the pedantic side. But so much style throughout. Oh, what a nice steady landing that was. Good toe point. He just had a momentary adjustment going into the handstand. Oh, well, not the most secure of conclusions to that display from Carlos Yulo, but again one that he did well to hold. Now, he qualified for the Olympic Games through the floor apparatus route at the World Championships in Belgium. Sharamkov leads, big for him in terms of Paris 2024 qualification. Penev third, big for him in terms of Paris 2024 qualification. Ryu in fourth place, and Minami Kazuki, who is not eligible to qualify for this route, is second. I hope all of this is making some modicum of sense. It is a complicated qualification process, but it needs to be, to provide pathways for all-arounders, for teams and for apparatus specialists in this beautiful and diverse sport. Didn't have the easiest time of things at the last World Championships. Carlos Yulo, 14.366, just up by hundredths from qualification. We have only one gymnast to go, and absolutely the best of fortune to this young man. Aurel Benovic of Croatia had a rotten time in the final in Cottbus, finished 8th. He was well off his qualification display, but he's had dreadful injury troubles in the last year. It was triumphant that he made it into that final. And he is really full of capacity and style on this apparatus. Having not made any finals in Cairo and having not made the final in Cottbus, then it means that the path does not look particularly clear for him, nor does it lead to the destination of his choice. But it's nice that we get to see here from Aurel Benovic the sort of routine that we know is there and that we've seen over the years from him. Do not ever forget about this young man. He's a very special gymnast on floor, and his comeback from injury has been a very rough one. He missed the last World Championships, and it made his whole qualification process for Paris 2024 extremely difficult. But that just gives us a little reminder of what he can do and how much fun it is to watch him. .833 for Aurel Benovic. It's well up from his performance in Cottbus. The classified results in the floor competition in Baku: bronze for Carlos Yulo of the Philippines, silver for Minami Kazuki of Japan, and what a result for Igor Sharamkov, individual neutral athlete, 14.933. He has won the gold medal